Hey, I'm Chase, and this is All Things Rem. Today, we are reviewing the Puredial Square just before its destruction. Now, what do I mean by just before its destruction? Well, I got this Puredial Square watch from Watch Gang. It's wheel spin or wheel watch. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I decided I'm going to destroy this. Now, what I'm asking you guys is down below to leave a comment of the type of torture test you want me to put this watch through before it breaks into pieces, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to destroy it until it's bits and pieces. Now, why destroy this watch? Well, if you look online, this watch retails for anywhere from $200 to $250. On their website, it's $250 US. Well, if you're going to spend that much on this Puredial, I'll be honest with you, it is probably better quality than a Movement. However, a Movement at least has name recognition behind it. So does Vincero. So you're better off buying either one of those, and I hate both, than buying this. Of course, this was free because I used points on my wheel spin. I'll never use Watch Gang again. However, that's where I got this. Now, this deserves a proper review before we destroy it. So let's flip the camera around and jump right into it. Okay, green gloves on, and this is what we're looking at today. Now, I put this back in the original packaging that it came in. You can see that it was basically in a padded envelope, sort of got banged around during the shipping process, but you know, this is overall exactly how it came. Now, inside is the black square Puredial. Still has the material on the buckle and tang, because I haven't even considered wearing this. Now, it's not that this is a bad looking watch. This is not a bad looking watch. This is just not my style of watch. I don't mind quartz movements. However, if I'm going to have a quartz movement, the quartz movement I want is going to be something more like a dive style watch. I don't like dress quartz watches. I don't mind dress quartz watches as long as it does not have that ticking hand, because then that ticking hand is sort of takes away from the rest of the watch. And this is not a bad watch. This is just not a watch for me. Now let's go over some case dimensions on this. This is 42 millimeters squared, 42 millimeters high, 42 millimeters in width. This is 12.5 millimeters high. This is a little high, I think, for a quartz movement. However, it does have an extremely domed mineral crystal, and you can see that there is some air coating. When I put it right there in the light, you can see it has like a blue purple tinge to it. So I mean, it does have some air coating, so it makes it a little easier. The lugs are 22 millimeters, and it is on this sort of faux genuine leather crocodile. Now, it does have Puredial right there on the back. It says, all in its lustrous detail, Puredial Square Legacy, 1860s inspired, modernly revolutionized, 30 meters of water resistance, so basic water resistance rating. High polished stainless steel case. However, I couldn't find if it's 316L stainless steel. I assume it is. So it is highly polished all the way around, which means it's going to collect fingerprints pretty easily. Not really a deal breaker for me. Now, on the dial itself, you can see that it is sort of a three-dimensional dial. Sort of has a round sort of impression there that is raised up, and then it folds down on the corners. It's not a bad looking dial at all, and the date doesn't line up perfectly, but again, that's also not a deal breaker on this watch. Overall, the look and aesthetic isn't too bad. Inside is a Miyota quartz movement, and it doesn't give me any other type of reference other than it's a Miyota quartz. So I don't know if it's the Miyota cheapest quartz or a Miyota not cheapest quartz. Unclear. It has the applied indices. It does have printed minute ring along the outside, and it does have Puredial, which looks like it is applied as well. Now, the application of the Puredial doesn't actually mean it's metallized or anything like that. A lot of times what they do is they use a metallized sticker. I've done them in the past. I actually created my own watch for my father-in-law, and I had my own brand actually created from a steel sort of sticker that looks like that's what that is. It's not too bad. And it does have a signed crown with the PD for Puredial. Let's put this on the wrist and let's check it out. Okay, now here is the watch on my 7¼ inch wrist. You can see that that 42mm square looks kind of large on my wrist. And in fact, it sort of reminds me of an Invicta, the way it sort of sets on how big it is. Now, 42mm is not that much for a round diameter watch. However, when you square it like this, it takes up far more real estate on the wrist. So it is a little large for me. I do like that curvature. I do like the fact that it has coating on it, anti-reflective coating, and that's pretty cool. However, I feel like this should be smaller. If you're gonna square a watch, it should probably be 39mm squared, which means it's gonna take up some real estate. It's just gonna be a lot smaller. I would say if this was 40mm, you could say it's represented by the size of the dial and crystal. So that's how much smaller it would be if it was 40mm, and that's still a little large on the wrist. It should be slightly smaller, especially when it comes to a dress watch. It is, again, on this padded leather strap. The padded leather isn't too terrible, but I can see that it's probably only gonna last probably a month or 2 months of wearing, and then you're gonna have to replace it. It is 22mm, so you can replace it with nearly anything, and it does have basic lugs, so not too terrible. Now, this is just a shorter, quick review because really, I wanted to do this review and the destruction at the same time, but I thought I would leave the destruction tests up to you guys. So, this is a shorter video. Expect a longer video for the destruction next week. Now, again, I'm going to be releasing the destruction video or the torture test video in about a week, so leave that comment down below of the type of stuff you guys want me to put this watch through. Now, if you like videos like this, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, also of the content you guys would like to see on this channel. I have a lot of videos coming up in the future, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I drop my next video. Until next time.